It is time for my Indie Untangled and New York State sheep and wool plans. Come with me as I go shopping, but I'm not going without a plan. I made a list, and I am here to share it with you. Hey guys, it's Katie here. I am the Katie behind Katie DeGraff Knits, the Katie Knits podcast, and all of the lovely videos you see here on my channel. Please take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on another one of my videos and the follow-up haul video that I'll be doing after this one when I come home. So, what is this video about? What do you speak of? You are going shopping. Don't you buy yarn all the time? Well, I am attending my very first yarn festival. And why not go to the biggest one on the planet, which is the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival, or as it is affectionately known in the yarn and fiber community as Rhinebeck. So, come with me. I have my tea and my cedarwood ceramics mug. I have my Kindle Scribe with notes. And I also have my computer here, which you cannot see at the moment, but you are going to see me sharing my screen right here. Whenever I talk about a vendor, a pattern, a dyer, I'm going to pop up my computer screen right here so that you know what the heck is Katie talking about. I will be linking everything I possibly can below. Any dyers I talk about, any vendors I talk about, anything I talk about will be linked below. I also have made a Ravelry pattern bundle for the patterns that I mentioned. Again, it's going to be linked below. Where am I going? Next week, I will be attending on Friday, October 17th, Indie Untangled. Saturday, we will be attending the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. We're only going on Saturday because Sunday, hopefully, fingers crossed, if the rain stays away, which it looks like the rain is moving in, we're going to have a family day, and we are also bumped up our Airbnb check-in, so Thursday we're going to have a family day too. So I don't take up the entire vacation with yarn, although that would be a problem in my book. So the events I am speaking of, the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival, which is held the third weekend of every October at the Dutchess County Fairgrounds in Rhinebeck, New York. So everybody affectionately just calls it Rhinebeck. Stemming from the craziness of Rhinebeck, smaller indie dyers got together and smaller vendors that couldn't get into Rhinebeck. Indie Untangled was born, which is held on the Friday prior. This year it's going to be held on Friday the 17th. And this is in Saugerties, New York. And also stemming from that, Cake-a-Palooza was born. And then a Woolen Affair was born. These are all smaller get-togethers that are held on the Friday prior. We are only going to Indie Untangled, so I will be speaking about Indie Untangled and I will be speaking about Rhinebeck. All of my plans, I will be keeping track of every single thing I buy, how much the entire trip has cost us for a family of 4 with 2 dogs. That will be in my whole video. So stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss it. If you can't attend or you just want to see someone that spends an incredibly large amount of money on yarn and you want to see all the pretty things, don't forget to tune in because it's going to be crazy. I want to preface this with just a few things. I've never been to a yarn festival before, of any size, of any kind, and I've only been to a handful of local yarn stores in my day. As soon as we made plans and we booked our Airbnb, I got onto researching. What's Rhinebeck really like behind the scenes? What am I in for? Well, number one, first and foremost, I knew I had to make a plan. I had to go into this with some sort of budget, but a realistic one. We have 0 plans to go back to Rhinebeck. I don't want to say ever, definitely not in the foreseeable future. So this is a one-shot deal for me. So I'm going to be making the very most of it that I possibly can. That being said, my priority is going to be things that I cannot readily purchase online. Things that I want to feel in person. That I need to know how the gauge is, how the drape is, all that jazz. Purchasing from vendors that maybe don't have an online presence, or they do have an online presence, but they primarily sell in person. Those are going to be my priorities. I have researched the vendor list for both Indie Untangled and Rhinebeck. I have pulled out my favorites, my must-haves. I have made a number one top priority for both events. My budget is $2,000. I do have a reserve budget as well in case I do blow it, which my husband and my kids do not have very much faith in me. But I have faith in me because I'm making these plans. Let me go through what are my plans. Holy cow, Katie, you're talking all about all this other stuff. You're not talking about the actual plans. First, I'm going to go through my plans that I blanketly have for both days. And then I'm going to go through day-specific and festival-specific plans. So I do have a Ravelry pattern bundle that has 2 pairs of socks on it. I really, really love the colors that Summer Lee used in her Stillwater socks pattern. It is this beautiful, like, sapphire blue speckle and this orange pop. Really love them. So I am looking to replicate as close as possible this pair of socks, as well as Stone Knit's latest pattern, which is the magical mycelium socks. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly. We're just going to call them magical mushroom socks for now. But they're up there in the bundle and you'll see them here. I love all of her fallish and rich colors she used. So I'm looking to replicate one of these samples that you see here of her featured photos on the pattern page, be it the blue or the red or the gold. I just think they're so fun and I really want to make them. So at some point over Indie or Rhinebeck, I'm going to be looking for yarn for these 2 sock projects. My other blanket plans that I just, am keeping my eye out for. Number 1 is buttons. I'm going to be looking for buttons. All shapes and sizes, all colors. So I'm looking for buttons. And ideally, unique ones of all shapes and sizes. Not only ones I can use on garments, but also as decoration. Maybe I just want to put a decorative button band down a shoulder. Or maybe I want to adorn some decorations I make for my house. Also jewelry. There's going to be a couple vendors that I mention that do have jewelry, but if I find anything else, I'm gonna look at it. And that is definitely something that my girls are looking into as well. Now, I am going to go through my festival specific plans. We're going to start with Friday because that's going to happen first. We're going to Indie Untangled. My number 1 priority for Indie, our number 1 stop is going to be Frogget Yarns, mobile yarn truck. I have gotten to know Tasha quite well over the last year or so and cannot wait to meet her and Brian, aka Mr. and Mrs. Frogget. They have absolutely gorgeous yarns. They have baskets galore, and now I just found out this morning from watching Tasha's latest podcast that they're also going to carry Feederbrook Farms. I was so excited. An ad popped up to play right before she was saying when they're going to start carrying them, and I was like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, I can't skip through this ad. They're going to have them for Indie. I'm so excited. They are stop number 1 for us. Not only because we want to meet Tasha and Brian, but because I have a list. So they're absolutely gorgeous show exclusive sock set. Gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And next year I am coming out with an entire pattern collection featuring sock sets. So I already have my design sketched out for this sock set. They have an exclusive color from Yarn Hero. They did a collaboration and I want to pick that up too. They also have gorgeous baskets. Currently, all my miscellaneous project bags live in regular totes. I would really like to replace those with baskets. They have other bases that I've never tried. So I am really, really looking forward to potentially picking up at least 1 sweater quantity from them and maybe some other miscellaneous fingering skeins for socks or whatnot. You know, they have their Halloween collection up. I love Mr. Froggett's color. So after we visit Froggett Yarns, mobile yarn truck, in no particular order because I'm not sure of the vendor map and layout, these are my go-tos for Indie Untangled. I fell in love with Handmade by Casey bags. But she combines suede and fabrics. They're beautiful. Oh my gosh, they are like works of art. I do believe that every part of your project has a purpose and can bring you joy. So I'm definitely looking at picking up one of these suede and fabric bags. She also has handbags, like fanny pack style bags, which I am so into right now. I like the hands-free option, but I still need to carry things around. And the girls may be interested in too in her bags. Next up is Lemonwood. I am absolutely wanting to check out their phone minder clips with wristlets. I absolutely want to pick one of those up. See if the girls want some of those. I think it's going to be so handy. And I was going to order one online and I found out they were going to be at Indie. So I'm like, I'll just do it in person. Next on my list is the Newburgh Yarn Company. I love their bases and I love the look of them knitted up. I love their color scents for garments. So this, I definitely plan on picking up a sweater quantity from them in a fiber content that is not my traditional superwash tight twist. Also, it may be one stop where I find something to replicate this top from. I got this top from Express and I wear the ever-living crap out of it. So next up on my little plans list, my shopping list, is Queen City Yarn. I have loved them and followed them for a while for their colors. On my Ravelry pattern bundle, I have 4 colorwork sweaters. One of them that drew me to Queen City Yarn is the Scrappy Yoke Sweater by Olga Puntano. Now you can see it here, and Queen City Yarns has kits for it. Now, if I don't feel like making this exact pattern and I pick up this exact kit, I don't want to leave myself high and dry. So a backup is the Norma sweater by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I think this kit, the Scrappy Yoke Sweater kit, would absolutely fit the bill for that one. As a backup to both of those, or if I decide to pick up 2 or 3, is the Afric sweater, which just came out by Rebecca Clow. My 4th is the Facet sweater, which I saw when it came out, was kind of interested in it, thought maybe it would look really good in black and white. Then I watched M to the Third's Fall Knitting Plans podcast and her Rhinebeck plans, where she showed one of the testers for the Facet sweater. I may pick up one of the Scrappy Yoke kits or some random beautifully bright yarns from Queen City, and it may go into here too. They also have their Halloween fall exclusive colorway of Spook-O-Lantern, which I love. Next up on my little shopping list is Tinker's Hollow. When I pulled up their page, I was like, what is that? I need it. Oh my gosh. They make the most beautiful inlaid wood Progress Keepers markers. They do have jewelry and shawl pins and cuffs, all kinds of things. I absolutely want to pick up some stitch markers from them and Progress Keepers. They're beautiful. And yes, I have a ton, but I don't have any wooden ones. They're literally like works of art. Next up is one that I picked out that's mainly, I had my girls in mind. It is Designs by Yasmin. She has these absolutely beautiful crocheted hoop earrings and jewelry, and I think my girls are going to absolutely want to visit her and see her beautiful pieces. Okay, moving on down my list is Camp Stitchwood. Goods and gear for fiber fans. I loved their stitch markers. They also have a plethora of stickers. John has a giant stop sign, and he has been adorning it with yarn stickers galore and stickers from everywhere we go. So if you're a yarn dyer, and you've sent me a sticker, chances are it's on his stop sign. I also love their tote bags. Pearl Scouts, so cute. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to be looking at their tote bags as well. Next up is Bad Sheep Yarn. Now, I don't have anything project specific in mind here. I just have always loved looking at their colors. Every time they post, I always love their colors, and I really love the look of their bases. So I'm going to definitely hit them up and check out their colors, maybe pick up a sweater quantity or maybe I'll find some yarn for the socks that I mentioned earlier. Moving on down the list is Bah Humble. Now, initially, I loved her wooden markers. Then I started digging on her website. She has Golden Girls stuff. That's really freaking cool. So I immediately sent her a message and said, hey, are you planning on bringing Golden Girls stuff to Indie Untangled? And she's like, well, I can. So I told her what I was interested in. I have to pick some of that up. Hello. Total Golden Girls fan, as everybody knows, or even if you don't know. Hell, even one of my kids is named Sophia, after Sophia Petrillo. So that's totally up my alley, and she had me sold. Then I dove deeper, and I really love her jewelry and everything else she has, so definitely going to be hitting that up. My last stop on my tentative plans and shopping list for Indie Untangled is Storyteller Stitchery. Now, I've been following her for a little while on Instagram. I love her combination. Like, she has beautiful yarn, beautiful sock sets. And I actually found her when I was looking up new Dyers to me that had great sock sets. She has tea, hello. Then she also has needlepoint kits and stitching kits. She has other things. So I am looking to expand my crafting and relax at some point in the coming year. So I am going to hit all of it up. I'm going to hit the yarn up. I'm going to hit the needlepoint kits up. I'm going to hit the tea up. It's all getting hit up. And the girls may be interested in some of her other crafting kits as well. So not just for me, for them too. Those are my Indie Untangled plans. What happens? You'll have to tune in after the fact and find out. So moving on to actual Rhinebeck, the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. It runs Saturday and Sunday. We are only going on Saturday. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty of Rhinebeck. My number one stop when those gates open is going to be Building C, where Miss Babs is. So finally going to meet Babs herself. It's been on my bucket list forever, and it's finally gonna happen. It's a go-to staple for me, always has been. I was lucky enough to get a sample skein of their newest space, Billow, which I used for my Pillow Pop cowl. And I absolutely adore it, and they are going to have a bunch of it. So this leads me back to my Ravelry pattern bundle. I really want to pick up a sweater quantity of Billow to make the oversized Seasons cardigan by Ozetta. I love the bulky, airy chunkiness of that sweater, and I think Billow will be absolutely perfect. And while I'm at Rhinebeck, I'll have the yarn because that's going to be stop number one. I can pick out buttons along the course of my day. So Miss Babs is always famous for their amazing show colorways. So I will have to pick that up. I can guarantee you I'm going to like it. I don't have too many individual vendors that I'm looking to hit up at actual Rhinebeck. I do want to absolutely hit up White Birch Fiber Arts. What I am looking for is her gradients. She has these matched sock sets, and I used one for a gutter flower wrap. Absolutely want to pick up, I want to say at least 2 to 3 of them, so I can knit socks with one. Now, something else they have, and that I have, this is a big ass gradient cake, and it's sparkle. But this baby is 1,880 yards of one continuous gradient. I am not leaving the door shut on picking up another one of these. I feel It is my rite of passage as someone going to Rhinebeck that I absolutely need to try to go pick up the Rhinebeck exclusive mug from Jeannie the Potter. Like I said, it's a rite of passage. I need to go buy something from her. And she put up this year's design. It is the most adorable little squirrel. And I have a love-hate relationship with squirrels here, but it's so cute. Oh my goodness. So I feel like I need to go do that. Now, I did pre-order, and I didn't go over this in the beginning because I completely forgot about it. I did pre-order merchandise. From Untangled, I got a tote bag. And from actual New York State Sheep and Wool, I got a tote bag, a hoodie, and then stickers. So my other pre-order is Katrinkles has a beautiful Rhinebeck exclusive stitch marker set and acrylic stitch marker holder. So I did pre-order both of these things. So I need to go pick those up and see what else they have because they have so many beautiful handmade notions and tools. Now, I do want to hit up Primrose Yarn Company for their Homestead Sport, specifically their Homestead Sport. It is their version of the color changing yarn. I love it, but I do love all of their bases. Don't have any here, so I absolutely am looking forward to touching them and seeing them in person, potentially picking up sweater quantity from them, and definitely some of the Homestead Sport and maybe some other stuff. I have no idea, but I love their color sense. I love the look of their bases. So I absolutely want to hit them up. Now, my last potential stop on my shopping list for Rhinebeck is Fiber MacGyver. Absolutely would love to hit them up for their linen stitch bundle and some coordinating solids and main color to go with those for a potential sweater. I had initially queued up the facet sweater that I talked about earlier, which totally instantly the Fiber MacGyver linen stitch bundle came into my head that this would be perfect for. So that's one idea I have for this. So I'm not going in blind. I'm not just buying a mini bundle. Prior Katie would have just bought the mini bundle. Prior Katie probably would have bought like 4 of them and had 0 plans. Now that I've gone through my basic shopping list, I absolutely am keeping my mind open to anyone that has a show exclusive colorway. I think those would be an amazing reminder of my time at New York State Sheep and Wool and Indie Untangled. So when I would go back to make those projects, it just reminds me of those times. So I'm going to keep my mind open to those. I definitely have my number 1 priority stops for both festivals. And after that, I definitely want to tick off the things on my list, but I tried to keep the actual Rhinebeck list shorter because it's a much larger space. There's many vendors. There's over 250 vendors. That's going to be a beast. I definitely don't see us making it through all of it. All of that being said, at the end, when we come home, I will be compiling all of my purchases, everything, and looking and seeing just how close I came. So absolutely look out for my haul video and my expenses video when we come home, because that's going to be a beast. And if you can't make it to Rhinebeck, or you can't make it to fiber festivals, or you just want to see somebody spend an insane amount of money on yarn, you're going to want to watch that. And you can live vicariously through me and all of my craziness, because I'm not going to hold anything back. I will definitely share cost of everything, my plans, how close I came to my original plans, if there's any updated plans, and where I stand when I come home. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my little plans. I hope this maybe steered you in a direction if you're going to Rhinebeck or Indie Untangled or any of the other smaller events that happen around that weekend, or a yarn festival of your own in your own area. Check back on the 24th when I release my insane haul video, because I don't even have anything in my possession yet, but I know it's going to be insane. It's going to be a good time. I am so mentally overwhelmed already, and these plans absolutely helped me narrow a lot of things down. The last thing I want to do is be so overwhelmed that I don't remember any of it. So I'm going to try to vlog as much of my experience as I can. And I'm going to try to, at least if I don't get to take videos everywhere, at least I can snap photos and I can share those with you. I not only share them with you, I can remind myself in case I'm so overwhelmed that I forget. So I'm going to go. And I'm going to knit on some things that I have to get done before I leave. Everybody always talks about the Rhinebeck sweater. Well, I have yarn coming today to finish my cardigan. So that will be ready and blocked and all good to go for Rhinebeck. I'm probably, if you see me there, I'm going to be in a daze. I'm going to be so overwhelmed. So if you want to stop and say hi, stop and say hi. You may need to shake me to wake me up. You will get to see all the madness. So I am off. I'm going to knit. Don't forget to check back on the 24th for my haul video. So happy knitting, everybody.